This is the Lighthouse podcast, episode 3. Let's get into it.
And I'm preparing for a burial in sea, but I can't see the lighthouse.
Well, Lighthouse podcast episode 3. Before we begin, we'd like to pitch our social accounts. So, first one, yes, pitch it. Like, batter up.
Me pin it on Etsy.
Wait, pin it on Etsy. That's Pinterest.
Oh.
That
would make
it's
more
called
sense.
Pinterest.
What's that song to go stop and stare, Matt?
Stop and stare. Exactly. So, the Twitter is at the LH Podcast, and you can tweet us there, and we will respond. The first person to tweet us gets a free smile emoji.
What if I tweet us right now?
That doesn't count. So, and also, we are, if you're watching this on YouTube, we are on SoundCloud as the Lighthouse Podcast.
Oh, now.
We are. And if you're on SoundCloud or iTunes, we are now on iTunes as well. We are the Lighthouse Podcast on YouTube. All those links are, or should be, like somewhere in some sort of description or whatever they call it all in all these places. It's fairly visible. So, yeah. And also, if you are one of them, there is a Facebook page. Anything else that I didn't say about that?
I don't know, but for some reason, Apple just, accepted us very quickly. Thank you.
Oh, yes. Thank you.
I'll have a schnitzel for you, Apple.
The first thing I want to talk about this week is I watched this video a few hours ago, actually. The funny part is not even starting the beginning of the week, but now, you know how doors sometimes don't do what you think they are supposed to do? You think that you're supposed to pull it and you actually are supposed to push it.
Yeah, I had somebody do that in front of me today, and I was like, "You're an idiot. That door's locked. Go to the
okay, well, that's different.
Well, no, they were pulling on what should have been an unlocked push door, and then they went to the unlocked one and pulled that one with a giant sign that said push.
But anyway, there's actually psychology behind the doors, and it's not actually our fault. The doors. It's the
That's
doors.
That's gonna be a documentary behind the doors. The psychological hunt.
And there's actually a term for this. I watched this video. It's called the Norman door, which Norman is just the guy that came up with this whole thing. It's not Norman door.
How original.
Yeah.
Sounds like it was founded in my native country. It was a Norman door.
But if you think about okay, most of the time, doors when you're for bathrooms, whatever, when you're exiting, they're just a plate. You just push it. And it makes sense. That's the best example of a good door that I can think of. Or in a restaurant to get to the kitchen, it's always even leaving, actually, it's always just a plate, and to push it because obviously there's nothing else to hold on to. And obviously a car, you can only pull it. I wonder if anyone's actually ever tried
the car,
that.
Then you can only push it.
What?
Unless you're inside the car, then you can only push it. You pull a car door from the inside, you're going to be staying there for a while.
But you have to pull the handle, and then
but you still push the door.
Oh yeah.
You pull the mechanism to release the locking mechanism inside the door.
Yeah.
But then you push the door.
But either way, it's very apparent, right? But then there's those doors that you're supposed to push that have handles.
I don't think I've done that in a while.
Have you? Yeah, no, I haven't run into a door like this in a while.
Right.
But it's just okay, I have not actually.
You try and run through the door, Matt.
You know.
I don't know which push or pull.
but it makes sense. I always just think I'm just being dumb, and I'm sure everyone does. But yeah, it's.
I see what you're saying, but why is this such a problem in your life?
Just think about it, okay? No, it's just interesting to me. Yeah, that's true. The way the door is designed has so much to do with how you just go up to it. If it's if the handle is like this vertical thing that's huge, you're going to pull it even if it's a push door. And it's like why do they make doors like that you have to pull? Or I mean, sorry, they have to push.
I hope this is rhetorical because I just don't have an answer for you.
You really don't?
I don't know why they put handles on doors you should
I understand,
push.
but like,
I don't know why they. Oh, I guess they kind of have to put handles on the door.
Does it look good?
I guess
that's the
maybe
point
it's
of a
so,
door.
Maybe it's so both sides of the door look the same because you have to pull it
Yeah,
from one
that's
side
true.
or you push from the other.
I
Unless
don't
they're
know.
one of those fancy doors that just keep swinging, you can push them either way.
It's like the revolving door.
Some doors just ain't worth pushing open.
It's not.
We're pulling open.
But yes, that was a video that I watched. It was like a Vox video or something that I watched today. So I thought that was interesting. It's like, I don't know.
Oh,
Doors.
that's the Norman door thing? Okay.
Yes.
We have a topic list in front of us. I didn't know where he got this or this is random, but no, it's at the bottom. It's just in words I didn't understand until he started the conversation.
Door.
Vox Norman door.
What?
I just
Very-
listened into the German. I don't know.
Okay. All right then. Oh, and I forgot to say this before. See, remember when I was like, "Oh, if we forget anything, do we forget anything?" And you're like, "Don't think so." Yeah. We have an updated logo, so that's cool. It's basically the same
It's
thing.
on there.
It's just updated.
They can see it.
What?
They can see it.
Oh yeah, that's true.
We also have
Well,
a
actually-
slightly updated intro.
That's
It's
true.
just a different part of the song.
That's it's really just slight updates today.
Yeah. We
So-
basically put what was after the chorus in front of the chorus. Well, we didn't put it there. Casey Crescenzo did, but you know.
You know. Okay.
What's this improved quality, huh? You're HDMifying us?
HD. What?
It says improved quality on our topic list that nobody can see. It's the fourth
it
bullet
does.
down.
Oh yeah, because I actually rendered the video portion in like.
Good,
You
because
know.
even though it's a picture, it's still
Yeah,
it
what
still
was
pisses
that?
me
The
off when it's like
first one. I was
240p.
what? No, it was like 720p instead. But
It was not 720.
it was. It just didn't look.
Even
as good because
720
the
was
bitrate-
definitely
the
still like
bitrate was
360.
lower. It was.
More than up your bit rate.
I did.
Thank you.
So, more news. And I thought this was just dumb. It's just dumb. So the Ithaca mayor like proposed like I don't know who thinks it's a great idea, but he proposed that there should be a location where people can inject heroin, like so that it sort of like the whole STI like HIV/AIDS thing is like less of a problem, I guess, because it'd be cleaner. But like that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
It's
that
not a
that,
new
like-
idea though either.
But like, it's just like promoting the idea of doing heroin. Like,
it's just
what-
a safe injection site. They're all over British Columbia, Canada, and specifically.
But like, what?
They're not. They're like.
Can
they're
you
not
just explain?
promoting. Okay,
Explain,
no.
explain.
I think you have the idea of this wrong.
Okay.
Like, I'm not promoting the idea of heroin. I've never done it. I've never been to one of these places, and I don't want to. But like, I think you're thinking. I think you have the wrong image in your head of what this place is.
Yeah, sort of. I just think of like a bunch of people.
You're like walking in a 5-star
wait.
hotel and they're like, "Sir, would you like some heroin?
But
Please go to our safe injection lobby." Like, no, it's you bring your own heroin, you do it, and you make sure it's safe. You're not sharing damn needles. And there's I don't think it's a staff, but I think there's like people there that like make sure you're not sharing needles or like using old ones, stuff like that. I don't know, but it's not like, hey, you've never tried heroin, come to this safe place to try it. Like, that's not what it is.
But like, but
It's a safe injection site, so you don't have to like do it in a back alley.
yes, I understand.
and
But like,
die.
heroin is illegal in
Yeah.
the United States, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So you're telling people that they can come to this safe injection zone to do something illegal, and like, what's to stop them from just dealing outside the safe injection area, whatever, and then going in? So like some random person off the street's like, I'm gonna try heroin today.
I mean, Ithaca's a pretty nice part of New York,
But
but
I
I
think
think
it has
like,
a lot of drug problems. But yeah, anyway.
most of the like safe injection sites that I've heard of are in like bad parts of town
Mm-hmm.
where like police don't frequent anyway unless they have to. So it's like it's not like they're gonna like wait till it's full and be like, now there's 50 of you all doing and dealing heroin. You're all going to jail. Like, no. I don't know why they're like, hey, come do this illegal thing in the open. Well, not open, but you know, I don't know how those logistics work, but apparently they do.
Thank you for explaining that to me though, because I was just like, it's probably just like a bunch of people that come to this place with like all their needles, but they're clean needles, and they just like share their heroin.
No.
But
They're not
no.
going to be like, hey, you little Jimmy, 7-year-old Jimmy, you never done some heroin? Why don't you come inside and do it with us? No. I don't support it, but I mean, if they're going to be safe about it, you might as well. I mean, if
That's
you're
so
going to do it.
weird though. Like, how can you do that? Like,
If you're going to do it, you might as well not die doing it.
it's like legalizing heroin almost. Like, what?
Not at all.
What?
Not at all. But okay.
But it's.
I don't know enough about it. Like,
I don't even know if like using heroin, if that can like get you. I think it might just be dealing. I'm not really sure on the laws and whatever, but that's I don't know about that. I don't think that's a good
the
idea.
act of doing drugs is not illegal.
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah.
Like being high in public and having it affect people is, and dealing it is. But I'm pretty sure like if a cop walks in on you snorting cocaine, he's not gonna arrest you, but he's gonna be like, why?
Yeah, it's only really for the possession, I guess.
So are you okay? Yeah, I guess that would be possession.
Well, I mean, but if you have it in your system, besides, I don't know if there's like a having it in your system, going to jail thing, but it's like
I don't think there's a legal
suspicious
limit
is
on
what I
heroin.
mean. I don't know. Like
His blood heroin. What is it? Blood alcohol number? What is it? Blood alcohol something? What's the third word?
index.
No, like when you have what's like your .0 blood alcohol. What's the third
Oh
word?
my god, I can't
like
remember.
the legal limit is
The BAC,
.08.
isn't it BAC or is it blood content?
Alcohol content. Yeah, I
Oh,
don't think
there
there's
you
like a cocaine, like cocaine blood content.
Cocaine,
Blood
alcohol.
cocaine, blood cocaine content. They're not gonna be like, well, he's just under the legal limit for heroin, so we're gonna set him free.
All right.
Like, I don't know why I go
Set
that.
him.
Old country
0.0
sheriff.
Oh, okay, actually, I have more drug things.
Oh my god.
So, there's a show called Intervention.
Oh,
on
that show is
A&E.
depressing.
What?
That show is depressing.
It's weird, okay?
Yeah.
So, I watched this one that was like about this meth addict, and it was, that was probably the tamest one. Like, she obviously had a problem. She was very addicted to this meth stoof.
Are you talking about the one that was like from Michigan or something?
Yes, or
Like, she had
Minnesota.
that- yeah, in Minnesota. Yeah, she had that very distinct accent.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
I've seen this one.
like that, I was like, all right, it's reasonable, and like I believe this. This she needs to get her life back together, and it's like, it's because I've seen people that are like on drugs, and it's not too foreign. But then I watched this one that was like this girl that was addicted to shopping and like had all these mental illnesses, and this other guy who was addicted to gambling and like was messed up. All right, that it was creeping me out. And like this,
I think I've seen the gambling one. That guy is weird too.
That
Like that is just a weird dude.
yeah, he was like this child. Apparently, he was like this child prodigy and like was really smart, and he like graduated
I think
college.
you
with-
were gonna say prodigy.
Okay. Anyway, okay, that's enough. But anyway, and he was like really smart, whatever. And then like he says, I think if you have children, you should be taking care of them for your entire life. Like it's your job to. When he's like asking his parents for like thousands of dollars. By the way, he's like, what?
30,
30,
30,
yeah,
35,
whatever.
something like that. I don't know
And
why I
he's
said
like
30 like
asking them for all this money because he spent all his money because he's addicted to gambling. Like that's the dumbest
He
thing
didn't
I've
even
ever
spend
heard.
it, he just
like,
lost it.
I know you're addicted to like that's possible, but like that's a waste of my time. Like what are you doing? It's such a dumb thing that's like it's so easy to well, I mean obviously I'm not him and I don't understand, but like it's so easy to just not go to the casino. Like what? what? I don't understand how it just becomes a problem. Obviously.
I think it's they get addicted to the high of winning.
Exactly.
That's how that's like.
But he never even really won. Like there was
it's
nothing
it's
the
like
chance. It was like
if
the
you
chance
get lucky, like if they put their life savings down, so like say they put $100,000 down and they double it, they're always going to be chasing that again. Like, well, if I just play one more, I could end up doubling $50,000 this time and getting another 100,000. Like, it's just it's. You know.
But this guy was like $200, maybe even like $500,000 in debt.
Yeah, I think it was like 400 something.
Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
And he was kind of like a whiny crybaby.
Yeah, he was.
He was like weird. It was there's something else going on there. And then the shopping. Oh my god, that was the shopping addiction. Was not. I don't think that was like the problem. The problem was her mental illness. But like she had so many different. She had like paranoia and what's that thing called where like you. I mean, it's like OCD, but you're like you have to do things over and over again. For I don't know. It's like a fear of something, but and she would like lock and unlock the door and keep locking it like 3 billion times before she like left the house to like make sure.
I think that's a form of OCD.
Yeah, I don't know. That was weird, but that I think she just needed some I don't know, some help there. But the gambling guy, I don't know about him.
All right, let's get on to a great topic.
Yeah, that's not like it's weird and yeah.
Yeah, a topic I want to talk about, even though I think it's in the intro, I would like probably never talk about. The Daytona 500.
Yes.
Had a photo finish. The closest ever. It wasn't the closest finish in general. It was the closest finish at the 500 for the win. They've had closer finishes, just not for the win, especially at the 500. But I'm just going to run through like the logistics of it real quick. If you don't understand NASCAR, there are 2 tracks that are incredibly fast. They basically, in a nutshell, require almost no braking. You basically go full throttle around the entire track. And at these tracks, they breed this thing called packs or drafting or pack racing, stuff like that, where the only way, because there's no braking, you really couldn't catch an opponent unless you were in their draft. And the draft is basically where you go right up behind somebody or get in line behind them. You don't have to be that close. I think you have to be like with these cars, you have to be 0.7 seconds behind them at full speed to catch the draft, quote unquote. And so as long as you're lined up behind them, the air doesn't hit your car or doesn't hit your car as fast. It makes him the car in front of you basically is like a shield that kind of diverts all the air from the hood of their car, and you basically don't get any. It makes you faster, and you get like sucked up to their bumper, and then you can pass them. When you run when you're at these 2 tracks, you basically have the entire field, all 40. Well, now it's 40. Used to be 43. All the cars basically doing this, and it makes it really fast and awesome. So Daytona and Talladega are the places you do this, and of course the Daytona 500 is like the most famous Great American race. It's the opener to the season, but it's like they call it NASCAR Super Bowl. So they did that, the pack racing, and Denny Hamlin. He had the fastest car all day, without a doubt, and he made a mistake on his pit stop. So basically, when you're going around this track at nearly 200 miles an hour, at 190 to 200 miles an hour, and you have to come off of the 4th turn and brake to get to pit road, it's very hard to go from 190 miles an hour to 55, which is the pit road speed limit, so you don't hurt anybody on pit road.
And even
other cars,
even at like 55 miles per hour, and do
yeah, I know, but it's a huge difference.
Yeah.
At that place. So when you're slowing down like that, and I think they said it's like 1,800 yards or 1,600 yards, that's not a lot of time, but you can't be like full 100% stomping on the brakes, because well, you could, but with those tires, they would screech and lock up, and then you have to change all 4 tires, which you want to save as much time as possible in pit stops, so you would usually only do like 2 tires. Well, Denny, who had the fastest car all day, I think he was leading at the time, hit the brakes too hard, screeched all his tires, and they had to change 4, which was a mistake because they wanted to change 2 and get out quicker. I'm making this really long-winded, but whatever.
Anyway.
Yeah, so they changed all 4 tires, and he ends up, I think, like 6th or something on the restart, something like that. And basically, the way they had been doing it all day is 4 cars that were teammates had been lined up, and they were just dominating. Like, nobody could get around them, even with the draft. It was just impossible. And Denny was like, all right, whatever, I'll stick back here, and we'll get a team win. Somebody on my team will win. It's fine. I wish I could win the 500, but whatever. So he sticks with that. He even said over the radio to his crew chief, we got to get a team win. Like, this, his mindset was, I'm not going to win. And then he kind of slowly started creeping up as people made mistakes. He went from like 6th to 5th to 4th, and I think it was 4th or 3rd by the final lap. And they kept saying, if they're going to make a move, they got to make it here, they got to make a move here, they got to do it now, so that by the time they get back to the line, they will have made the move and be the leader. So Denny, like, sticks his nose out, and he can't make it work. So it's like, okay, Denny's probably not going to win. He's still back in 3rd, even though he's the fastest. And then they're coming off turn 4. Like, the final stretch, I know that between turn 4 and what they call the tri-oval, which is like another curve right before the start-finish line, is 1,600 feet. So he has probably 2,000 to like 2,300 feet to make this move at 190 miles an hour. He shoves his teammate up. Well, no, he doesn't shove his teammate up the track. He goes to the high side because there's basically 2 lines with the draft. He goes to the high side, and his teammate goes up to block him so that he stays behind him and his teammate will win. Well, Denny kind of baits him, and he goes higher and higher to the wall, and as his teammate's trying to follow him to the wall, he ducks back down underneath him, and his teammate kind of reacts too late, and he ends up in the wall, and Denny makes the move to be the leader, but the guy on the inside is still lined up, and it's a drag race. They're just dead even to the line, and I think the commentator, Mike Joy, who's awesome, I think one of the best commentators NASCAR has, made the wrong call at the line because it was so close. Because, usually I like to try and tell who I think won, and I was wrong. I thought the other guy won, but Denny won. It was, I think, 1,000th of a second, I think. But that doesn't sound close enough.
I thought it was like, yeah, it was something like that. Wait.
It wasn't as close as, like, it seemed in time-wise.
It was, I mean, yeah, because, like, it's one of those sports where it's, like, less than a second is still, like, not close enough.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah. But
less than a second is huge.
Yeah, it was close.
Yeah, so Denny ended up winning, but it was the closest finish for the win ever. I don't know if it's in NASCAR or just in the 500, because they've had closer finishes for 3rd. They had one race where they didn't have computer-generated like software like they have now in the cars to tell where the car is exactly on the track. I think it was in the 70s. They actually ended up giving 2 people 3rd place because they just couldn't tell.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, obviously, like, first and, like, 2nd place, whatever, is probably a little more clear than when there's, like, dozens of cars in the middle.
Well, no, even
but, like, it doesn't
with
matter.
that 3rd place finish, they were the only 2 cars. Like, there wasn't any
really?
discretion. Yeah, I'll show you the video. I've seen it. It's pretty cool. Even the commentator was like, too close to tell. And then they ended up giving the same prize money, the same points. Like, they got the same thing. They both got 3rd, technically.
Wow. It's like
That's why I don't like talking about NASCAR, because that was really long-winded, and for people that don't like it, that was long.
It's okay.
It was awesome.
It's stories,
Yeah, I didn't even watch it live because my driver wrecked, so I was like, and he had a really good shot at winning, so I was deflated after that.
Deflated.
But then I watched the video and I was like, oh my god.
I used to watch it. I did watch the ending, but I mean, like, the replay of the ending, but yeah.
The last 2 seasons I've watched every lap of every race.
That is incredible. That is a lot
Yeah.
of.
It's fun, but by the end, I'm like, I want my Sundays back. Like,
what? Can't you just, like? I guess you can't really watch it, and do something else, but.
And I've tried to like record the races and then like go through them later, but then I'm always tempted to like, okay, this is like the middle of the race. There's gonna be like no cautions for a while. Nothing's gonna happen. And I'm always tempted to just like fast forward, but I do want to watch it. But you know, the temptation's always there.
It's long. It's long and like there's not really a whole ton of entertainment in the middle. Like it's not like,
some races are too long. Like they have the longest race of the year, which is 600 miles. They don't need that. They don't need 600 miles.
You know what's interesting is what are some of like the, no, I don't know, like Sonoma, like
That's the road course.
Yeah, those are interesting because it's not, or those are more interesting, I should say, because they're not just like a.
I find them less interesting.
Really?
Actually, yeah.
I mean, they're not as fast. For the
my dad, it's not really speed for me either. I like tracks like Martinsville where they barely break 110, but my dad was a huge, kind of silly, is not as much as he was a huge IndyCar and F1 fan for a while. And he loved like circuit racing, road courses, stuff like that. And you know, I grew up on that. I watch it and I appreciate it, and I like it a lot more in IndyCar. Indy oval racing is not as interesting because those cars are so evenly matched that like even in a draft on a long straightaway, they're like not going to catch each other. They're so evenly matched when it comes to aerodynamics and just pure speed that they're just like untouchable. But for me, NASCAR on road courses is not as interesting as them on ovals. Maybe it's because I love watching, like, it's called telemetry, when you can see their braking and gas and steering patterns. I love like learning that and watching that. That's awesome, and it's just not as interesting on road courses.
True. Telemetry.
Yeah,
that's a fancy word. I feel like people use that for other stuff too. I don't know what the. Yeah.
I think it probably just means like meters or not meters. Well, yeah, like gauges. Kind of thing. It's probably just
Good
like
point.
a broad word.
All right, NASCAR.
Yeah, man, NASCAR.
And everyone who's like, I don't like NASCAR. They probably already left, so it's okay. So one other TV thing. I don't really watch Survivor like very much.
I used to,
but I
used to a lot.
But I like happen to watch this week's episode, and anyway, what happened is the one, main problem here is Jenny, who got voted off this week, but she made an alliance with Jason and what's the other guy's name? Oh my goodness, Scott. Yes, and that was all well, and they like there's this girl on that she's still there, I guess, but I don't know what's going on. She's like not all there. She's a little bit. There's like too much air in that brain. I don't like. I can't imagine. Like I cannot imagine having to survive. Well, survive with someone like that, unfortunately. But anyway, they were all trying to get her. The three of them, were trying to get her voted off because like she was just dead weight. And Jenny, later in the day, goes and talks to that girl as well as the other woman who's on the island as well, and they're like, we should make an alliance. So like now Jenny's like in these two alliances, and Jenny like was the one that suggested, I believe she was the one that either that or like she was like, yeah, it's a good idea, we should make an alliance. And so now like she's in between these two alliances, but that's not the bad part. Then they get to town council, and she starts saying things, and as well as the woman who has like air in her brain starts saying things about how like they had an alliance. So then the two men are like, wait, we had an alliance, what are you talking about? And then the hole just got deeper and deeper. And like if you know anything about the show, like if you've ever watched it at all, like you kind of have to work together. But like when you're not, when you're like lying to your team, it doesn't really work out. And it went from like all of them were like, all right, we got to get this dead weight person off the show to like Jenny's going like right now. Everyone was against Jenny, and it turned around and Jenny's gone. So if you're ever on that show, don't lie and don't make two different competing alliances, because we all know how that works. It's like World War One.
What?
It's like,
Oh, alliances. Okay, I see what you're going for there.
but yeah, lesson learned from. I just wanted to talk about that because I was like that. She could still be on the show, but she was just, I don't know what she was doing. So yeah, I think that's all the TV stuff and I have to talk about today.
There's two topics that kind of like go together that I want to get into.
Okay.
Favorite vloggers, or I added best YouTubers that you think put out like the best consistent good content.
All right. I can.
Best
do that.
vloggers, I think we can like kind of name the same ones. Casey Neistat.
Casey Neistat. But we have to say why. But we'll just name them first.
Casey Neistat.
Just say yours and all.
Oh, I actually haven't watched them in a while, but I kind of like go through waves. The Shaytards, I love watching them.
Okay.
I used to watch CTFXC a lot too, Charles Trippy, but not that much anymore. I gotta look up what are my vloggers. You go.
So anyway, Casey Neistat, probably my favorite, just because it's very the way he puts it together is very artsy.
He's a background in film, yeah.
Very artsy, and yeah, it's very cinematic and pretty cool. Like there's a lot of work that goes into it. Not that like other people don't put as much work into it, but you know what I mean. Like it's if you watch it, you'll see what I'm talking about. Then Clintus is he's like a family vlogger. I've been watching him for a while. It's just interesting, and he lives in Arizona, so I'm always like drooling over the fact that it's like warm and stuff. It's actually warm. Yeah, so I enjoy that, and other than that, I watch. So I think the first vlogs I ever watched was from David DeFranco, and he does these like weekend vlogs. He doesn't do daily vlogs, but he does weekend vlogs, which are like an hour and a half long, and I think it's just really cool. It's edited more than a lot of vlogs, but like for it being an hour and a half, but it's not like the quick cuts and everything that the that Casey Neistat has or whatever Clintus has. But yeah, I like that because it's very like laid back and relaxed. And even the thing is, like, even if these people are doing nothing, it's interesting. Like, I don't know why that is, that, and a lot of people find it interesting, even if they're just like sitting at home, talking, whatever. It's interesting. So anyway, back to you, sir.
Yeah, I got two more. Well, technically three. Philip DeFranco, he does vlogs.
Yep, good.
I love him. Not to be confused with David. Actually, not related at all.
No.
His wife, they have two different channels. His wife, Lindsay DeFranco, or the DeFranco fam. What?
Is it really called the fan? The DeFranco
It is.
fam?
It is. The channel is the DeFranco fam.
Cool.
Because it's her with their son.
Okay.
Trey, he's awesome. And Do It With Dan, he's a motorcycle vlogger. He has a GoPro on his helmet.
That's cool.
And a mic in his helmet, and it's really awesome because he'll just ride, and he's hilarious. Even by himself, he's hilarious. The only like complaint I have about him is I wish when he was riding with other people, he would like always have a usually when he's riding, he has a Bluetooth thing where he can hear them, but sometimes the viewer can't hear the other person. We can only hear Dan, which kind of gets annoying because he's like, for 2 minutes, he'll just be like, yeah, I know. It's like, that's not that interesting. But when he's alone, he's hilarious. But yeah, I think that's it for vloggers for me.
Yeah, and I really don't. Bless you, sir. I really don't watch anything else besides vlogs. Like,
really?
Anymore. Like, I just don't.
Oh, Roman Atwood is another one for me.
I don't know what to think about him.
He's gotten so much better over the years. I don't really watch his prank stuff. I don't like his prank stuff, but I love his vlogs. Plus his house is
It's true. the ball pit room is great.
That's not. It's not a. Oh no, it's. I think it still is.
Yeah,
I forget.
it's not the whatever.
They've
room
cleaned
that
it
was-
up and
yeah.
put it back before. No, I mean like in the room that it's been moved to, they've cleaned it up and put it back before.
Okay.
So you don't really have any other channels that you think put out really good content all the time, like consistently?
Honestly,
I
I have to
have
like
At least one. good
think. Let me see.
The one I was gonna say was Good Mythical Morning. They do a
Oh.
show every morning. Rhett and Link. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yes, and
Yeah.
did you see the?
I love that show.
Making breakfast in the bathroom.
Yeah.
That was
That one
great.
like that got really popular. But they like pretty much every episode, if not every single episode, gets over 1 million views. Like every day, it's crazy. But yeah, I watched them way back when, and then kind of like forgot about them, and then like 2-3 years ago, started watching them like every day again, and now yeah, I love them. There are days where I'll like watch the new episode and then go back and watch old episodes for like hours. I just love that show. Yeah, but like their main channel too does great stuff, and now they're really starting to pick up with their they have 4 channels technically. They have their main channel where they do like skits and songs. They have Good Mythical Morning. They have Good Mythical More, which is like just a bonus show. It's like another 10 minutes of them either continuing stuff they did from the main show or having like their crew do it. And then they have Good Mythical Crew, which is like them showing how the crew set up for all their stuff. Like they had to build a bathroom set and have the green screen and set up all the tools they were going to use to make stuff for the bathroom, quote unquote. So that's really cool. But yeah, they make great stuff all the time.
I forgot a key one, and this guy I've been watching since like September. He has a main channel which like he only posts like funny. It's like his main channel, but he only posts videos like every couple of weeks. It's called Mars Bar, but his vlog channel Mars Bar Vlogs. This guy, at first he seems like very because he lives in this pretty gigantic house, and like you sort of feel like this guy is like sort of stuck up, but he's actually like he talks about a lot of good stuff, and once you watch a lot of his vlogs, you really see that he's a good guy, and he's just like doing what he loves to do. So definitely check him out, and it's just daily vlogs. Like there's nothing really too special. It's just him, but he took a gap year he was in college, and he took like a gap year just to like do YouTube and see how that went. So he's doing pretty well, and he's British, and I enjoy the accent, and it's just I want to move there.
I think there are like at least 3 channels I can think of right now that I am subscribed to just because I like either their accent or their voice.
Really?
Yeah, I like don't even like their content that much. Like I'm subscribed to a skateboarding channel, and I don't like skateboarding, but the guy talks really coolly, really awesome.
Coolly.
Yeah, his voice and like the way he talks is awesome. But another one for me is Squirrel. He does like a bunch of simulation videos, like on simulator games and stuff.
Yeah.
He makes really good stuff too.
Yes. The secret is out right now. I am only subscribed to like 17 people on YouTube. And I watch all of their videos. So
Yeah.
I know that there's a lot of different ways that people do things on YouTube. They just like subscribe to a lot of people. They just watch whatever they feel like watching. There's people that like subscribe to like 800 people, like I used to be subscribed to back like many years ago, and like never watch any of it, like not even a tiny percentage of it. And then there's people like me.
I think I'm subscribed to like 200 something, and like I don't even have that many videos in my sub box.
I just have.
I wish there was more.
Every day I have, my like Mars Bar, Casey Neistat, Clintus, David DeFranco video, and then like 2 other ones, and I watch them all. It's manageable.
I have that too, where it's like if I see them in my sub box, I know I have to watch that. Or like Good Mythical Morning, I always just hunt that down, or I'll search it on YouTube because that's always like the first thing I want to watch. But another channel that like I think puts out really good content, especially now that he's back from being really sick, SSOHPKC or Seamus. He's a gaming channel, and just the way he commentates and stuff is hilarious because he's like a real person. He's not putting on a character or being like loud and boisterous and kind of annoying, but like he's really calm, and I don't know, he's really awesome. His commentary is really cool.
I wish there was something that would add when someone uploaded it, add it to your watch later playlist, so that like I could just, because every day I like go through and I just do like click the watch later thing, and then I go to my watch later and I watch them all. I wish it would just add it, and then I could just watch, like just click it and boom, like the videos that I need to watch for the day.
Never use the watch later feature.
I use it.
The
every
only
day.
time that button gets clicked is on accident, and that happens a lot.
Do you? Yeah, sometimes it accidentally adds me to watch later when I don't, like when I want to add it to like a different playlist or something. I'm like, oh, now I have to go in and remove it.
Oh,
But,
one more channel, Dodger Films. He has season tickets to the Dodgers, and he used to film every game he went to, but now they won't let him film in the stadium, which I think is really dumb. So now he just does mostly MLB, but some other gaming videos too, and they're really good. I really wish they would let him go back in the stadium though, because it's really awesome to see him at the games, because he's caught 2 game home runs on camera, and I think like 12 or 14 game home runs overall, because he has season tickets in the outfield. So he's caught 2 on camera, which is really cool, but that will never happen again because they won't let him film.
I'm actually surprised that he was able to do it in the first place, because
He did it for years.
Was it just like the game, or was he just?
Yeah, well, he
actually
cut it. Like, it would usually be a couple plays every other inning or something.
Who set off Alexa? Oh my god.
Matt is Amazon Fire.
That's staying in this thing.
Yeah,
just because that's really funny. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah,
But
so
anyway,
that was
yeah,
the
he-
Amazon Echo.
Amazon Echo, not Fire. Dodger Films, he did it for like 6 years, and a couple like on and off times he'd be like, no, you can't film, and then he'd go to like the owner of the ballpark and be like, yeah, it's fine, after a couple of weeks. But now they've like completely shut it down and said no, like you can't, and you never will be able to again. But he's still trying to get it overturned, but I don't think it will, because it's been almost a full season now. It was like the middle of last season.
And it was probably okay for like the Dodgers stadium, like they don't care, the stadium doesn't care. It's probably just like the media companies that, you know, have the rights to broadcast the, like they're getting a little mad.
Yeah, I mean, he did it forever, and it's not like he's playing the whole game. Like the video was like 6 minutes, like 5 to 8 minutes at most out of a 3-hour game. Like, the people weren't like, oh, I don't have to watch a Dodger game, I'll just go watch Dodger Films. Like, I think that's what they were thinking. That's not what people would do.
So yeah, that's our favorite YouTube content creators, everyone.
Yeah.
YouTubers.
YouTubers.
Anything else you want to talk about in this episode, or should we wrap it up?
I'm good.
I think that was a lot of stuff that we covered there.
Yeah.
But anyway, guys, thank you for listening. Make sure you follow us on Twitter at the LH Podcast, and also you can email us if you have any questions or want us to talk about something, or you're like, we have this product and we want you to advertise it to all the listeners that are not listening, because there's like barely. But yeah, the email is lighthousecast@gmail.com. SoundCloud, The Lighthouse Podcast. YouTube, The Lighthouse Podcast. iTunes, The Lighthouse Podcast. That's a new one. Go subscribe to the podcast, and also if you could leave a review, that would be great. I would appreciate it.
We're on iTunes.
We are. That is incredible, but also not as impressive as I thought. Like, I thought it was gonna be this big thing, and it really wasn't that big of a thing. So, but yes, we are on iTunes. If it's easier for you that way, then you can listen there. Yeah. Anything else?
I'm done.
All right.
Follow us on everything.
Follow us on the internet.
Not just so you can know when things come out, so you can get our opinions on things on the fly.
Yeah. tweet us. Be like, what do you think about this? And
One
be
thing
like,
I'm shocked you didn't. Sorry, what?
sorry, I was gonna say, tweet us on this, and then you can be like, and we'll be like, we think this in 140 characters, and then we'll talk about it in the show.
Yeah, if it's good enough to talk about the show. But I'm shocked you didn't bring up the Oscars. I don't have much to say about it, but you brought up the Grammys. I'm surprised you didn't bring it up because it's this Sunday.
Wait, it's this Sunday?
Talk about it next week. Yeah, the Oscars are this Sunday.
Oh yeah, I thought they were today. For some
Sorry,
reason. I
the
don't know.
Oscars are today
gonna say.
for our listeners.
Yep. So, goodbye. Thanks for listening, and
Bye, I
Have a good
can't
one.
see the lighthouse. You should put the music at the end too.
you should just sing it at the end.
Okay. I can't see the lighthouse.